Hey there, Dale.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing great. Happy Tuesday, bright and sunny, especially after the rain.
Yes, little snow tonight in the Sierras, but after that, I think we're going to have some great weather.
I I'm excited. I'm gonna get my ski boots out and start dusting them off. Hopefully, they fit my ankles. And speaking of the Sierra Mountain ranges,
Yes,
kind of looking like that with interest rates.
you know, all our professional sources that we subscribe to, listen to on a daily basis, had rates going down in May.
Oh,
I think they were a little bit mistaken. It is what it is. Rates are not so great. They're not all-time highs. Bought our first home, my wife and I, our rate was 8%. I understand prices are different, but it is what it is.
Dale, I have to play devil's advocate because I'm young, and there are people out there who are around my age, and they're trying to buy a house. And the number one thing, and I don't mean it in a rude way, but people of your generation call them boomers. Okay,
Boom.
always they always say, when I was your age, interest rates were 11, 12, 13%, and I was able to buy a house.
In 1983, when I first got in this business, rates were 13%.
Yeah, but affordability now is much, much more challenging.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Hands down, it is.
So, where is my incentive, Dale, as a home buyer in today's market? Forget about the past. Where's my incentive to buy a home today? Why should I buy a home today?
There's really three incentives that I can think of immediately. The first is you own the home, so you're not subject to the whim of a landlord
Or rent increase.
or rent.
Yeah.
The other, so that's two. The other would be the home appreciation. Historically, homes appreciate. Yes, we all remember 2008, 2009, 2007, but generally, overall, home values go up.
And we have 63 years of overall data to show us. At least in Amador County, we've seen 4.73. I know the national average is hovering between 3 and 4%,
Right.
but Amador County is above that curve. So
We've been tracking this since I was born. So, the reality is home appreciation is what's going to build your wealth, if you will. Real estate is what's the number one builder of wealth.
yeah, the number one investment vehicle. Homeowners have 40 times more wealth than renters in the United States. And we can see there's action happening in the markets. You might think high interest rates kill things, but take a look at some of this data. I really want to highlight this, though. Look at this. Dale, there are over 3,000 people in Amador County who are renting that can afford to purchase. We're not talking about maybe afford or they could maybe scoot by. We're saying can afford to purchase.
And that doesn't mean that the payment isn't going to be hard.
Yeah.
And you should never buy more than you can afford. However, that being said, a little bit more, your house appreciates 5%, 6% a year. It's the way to build wealth.
Yeah.
It just is.
And let's take a look at Calaveras. It's pretty much a parallel to it.
Almost identical.
Yeah. And you can see, Dale, you were just talking about, you got about a 5% average appreciation every single year. In 5 years, a $400,000 house, you've got $100,000 of equity. That can be done as a credit line. You can refinance in the future. You can lower your monthly payment. This is where we talk about the number one investment vehicle. And again, look at this. Shy of 3,000, but look at that, 2.7 thousand. Oh my gosh, that'd have been a big number. 2,700 people approximately can afford to purchase, but are currently renting.
Yeah.
So these are some important things to keep in mind. But Dale, to go back to the question we asked earlier, rates are really high right now. I understand that if I own a home, I'm not subject to a landlord. I'm not subject to rent increases, and my house will appreciate. But I'm not interested in a 7.76% interest rate for 30 years.
And I'm not either, quite frankly. However, that being said, on average, a 30-year loan only lasts for 7 years because you either refinance, you sell the house, something happens. So yes, 30 years is a long time, but the reality is 30-year loans are popular for safety and security. And that's most of our businesses, 30-year fixed rate loans, because 95% of all people are good with safe, secure, nothing changes. The reality is, though, it isn't going to be 7.76 forever. It should come down. Notice I said should. It should come down. Refinancing is an option, and we know what happens when rates come down.
Yeah. And the last point, while we're standing on the soapbox, Dale, you've seen it, you've lived it, you have the experience, and almost everybody in this profession knows it. What's going to happen to housing prices when interest rates do drop?
Go up.
They will go up.
It's a fact of life.
Yeah.
When you could buy a $400,000 house at 8%, you could probably buy a $450,000 house at 5% with the same payment. Hence, people start bidding more on houses, prices go up. It just happens.
And if you don't believe us, go back and look at the data from COVID.
Yeah.
that'll tell you exactly what you need to know. But we'll step off the soapbox now and we'll move into our credit education seminar. Speaking of interest rates, the number one factor for controlling what your interest rate is your credit score. So why not be educated and maybe learn some tips and tricks and factors that might boost your score and give you a better interest rate. It's actually tonight, 5:00 p.m., online and in person.
And 2 weeks later, the third Tuesday of the month, the week before Thanksgiving, is the first time home buyer seminar. First time home buyer is not never owned a home. First time home buyer is haven't owned a home in 3 years. So very important. You can learn a lot.
Yeah. All right. Well, Dale, that about wraps it up for today. Hopefully, if you have any questions, you'll give us a call, email, text, whatever you need, and we'll be there to help you.
Have a great day.
All right. Take care.
Bye.